Yeah, I think we are live. I'm going to take this opportunity to answer any of your questions. So if you're watching this on the live broadcast or rebroadcast, there you go. It's good to see the questions pop up on the screen, and then I'll answer them to the best of my ability before the stream starts. But if you're brand new to this and you're wondering, well, what is the live stream? What do you do? Well, we go over motorcycle crashes and try to see what we could have done differently to help save the incident. But for now, let's answer some questions, boys. What's up, Julian? How you doing? Parker Simmons, how you doing, man? Nathan Hasty, thank you. Yeah, my birthday, everybody, was yesterday. I turned 32. Interesting. Austin, how you doing? So now's the time, guys, to ask any questions. And I got something really special coming on tomorrow's. Matt is probably going to show up. Matt's probably going to show up and answer some questions. So if you have any questions for Matt, I have a post on Patreon that you can ask questions before he gets on so we can answer them to the best of our abilities. But tomorrow, make sure you guys swing on by. Live stream at 7 o'clock. Rocky, it's going good, man. How you doing? Finkelroy, Jason. Yeah. What it do, boys? Thank you, Julian. Omar, thank you. Finkel, thank you. Rocky, thank you. Sick headshots. What's up, man? New rider here. Just got a new Z400. Love it. Dude, that's awesome. I'm glad. Make sure you just take it nice and easy, nice and slow, so you can have a long, happy riding experience, relationship, life, whatever you want to call it. Happy belated. Thank you, Anthony Vargas. Anthony Fleming, what's up, boy? Sick headshots. Thank you, man. Yours was Thursday? That's awesome. Hayabusa stretched or not stretched for first bike? I would not do stretch for a first bike. No, I would not. Storm season started here. Any tips? So storm season in terms of what, Parker Simmons? Like rain? I'm assuming rain because we're having a lot of tropical storm stuff. Or are you like in the Southwest? Are you in Arizona? Elaborate. So snow, rain, dust, wind. Dan is 32 now. Yeah, man. Anthony, no questions. Just want to say thank you for helping us all be better and safer riders. You're welcome, Anthony. That is the goal. Before you guys head out and leave the stream, could you please click that like button? So if you come in here and you got to leave pretty soon, make sure you minimize chat, click that like button, and then head on out. It really helps out the channel. I will school you, JT Wee. Critter Dinner, happy birthday, Daniel. I live in Ohio, and our BMV has a $50 MSF class, but HD has one for $250. What's the difference? So if it's an MSF, it's MSF. They're held to the same standards across schools and stuff. The HD one, you more than likely get like $100 gift certificate to them or something like that with your $250. There's probably a lot more things involved. You might want to check maybe the BMV. It has a discount for many riders. But here's the thing: is that there's another reason why it's so low. Is that I know some places here they can't even fill a class, so they can't even start a class even with $50. So maybe supply and demand and the capitalist system has worked really well for HD, and they can charge $250 because they could fill classes at $250. So that could possibly be the only thing I can think of. Hopefully I answered a little bit. Zach Hibbe, first time in the live stream, long time subscriber, first time being off to see it. Thanks for all the good info. You're welcome, Zach. Dan, you help with my build, 87ZL1000. I don't know what to help you out on, man. Don't know what to help you out on. Oh, snap. We got a new one. GG. Have a good stream, brother. I've been waving to all riders while on the scooter. Got a couple laughs and some head turns, but I love it. Nice, dude. That is awesome. I'm so glad you're having fun on that. Okay, so here we go. Okay, question. What's a good way to get a feel for the lean? A good way to get a feel for the lean. I think a lot of that has to do with your concentration and your perceived leaning angle. If you're making a turn and you're turning the bike down just a little bit, that means you're leaning. So to get a feel for it, I mean, you're constantly feeling for it. You're obviously making the turn. There's no special, like, okay, now I'm leaning because I've lifted my ass off this much off the bike. It's really just a counterbalancing situation. So if you really want to test it out, you want to test out lean and all that stuff, just grab somebody, hopefully somebody you know, and then hold hands with them, and then you both lean back at the same time. That right there is perfect counterbalance. So you guys can probably hold that position pretty good for a while. If one of you stands up, the other person falls. I mean, that's just kind of what you're doing with your bike. You're having a little dance game with gravity and your bike. All right, so let's see. What can you do for when you're harassed relentlessly for wearing safety gear? Steve, at the end of the day, man, I don't know who's harassing you. No one here. I'm definitely not harassing you. So I'm trying to figure out who's harassing you, because Kevin Peck, thank you for the $1 donation. Appreciate it. I would not be doing that. So I mean, man, I don't know who's doing that. At the end of the day, you got to realize that you're the one that's probably going to, if you and the other person gets in a crash, you're the one that's probably going to walk away from it. And at the end of the day, replacing gear is a lot easier than replacing flesh. And I think that you just remind yourself every time somebody says anything to you. So Parker Simmons, flash storms. I'm on the Pacific Coast in Mexico. Oh, flash storms. There's not much you could do about that, man. Flash flood. Oh, flash storm. I'm thinking flash floods. Flash storms. If you get caught out in the rain and stuff, just make sure you have some backups. Make sure you have some type of rain gear in a backpack or saddle bag. If you have to, if you hear lightning, you see lightning and stuff, just park it for a little bit. And then wait for things to go. But within the first 30 minutes, a lot of the oils and everything comes up from the asphalt and becomes slippery. So if you get caught out, maybe wait it out for about 20-30 minutes. Bighorn Kevin, yeah, with the super chats. Also, guys, yeah, from YouTube. So I found that out. If you have YouTube Premium, you get 2 free two $1 super chats a month. So that's something new. It's only on phones. I found that out. I've been giving it away, so it's pretty cool. Let's see. Had a CBR 600 RR, moving to Ducati 1090. Let's see how this goes. Nice. And tips on riding on the highway for the first time. So James Stoops. A lot of people get super nervous about riding on the interstate and the highways because you're at a higher rate of speed. One thing that I remember when I first started was it felt like I was getting pushed off my bike because of all the wind. And that made me grab harder on the handlebars, which caused me to ride worse. So the best thing you can do is do what you do on the streets, is relax, grip with your legs, and just understand that, yes, you are going a little bit faster, but if you've checked your tires, you checked all your stuff, you should be good, okay? So it's actually safer. If you notice on all these motorcycle crash videos that we do on these live streams, is that not, like, I think 99% of them are not on the highway or on the interstate. So yeah, it's a scary feeling because you are going faster, but you actually lose a lot of the cross traffic. You should lose all the cross traffic, and mainly interstates and highways are pretty well taken care of because they're usually a state and federal thing. So there shouldn't be massive potholes and stuff you should worry about. The main thing is wind. So if you pass a semi or semi passes you, just be prepared for that wind buffet. And then be prepared for people riding or driving like assholes. I mean, they're going to just speed on the interstate. You're going to all of a sudden find somebody going 90 to 100. Just be prepared for that. Keep your head on a swivel, man. So not trying to be, why do you do these? I had to stop watching these because it kept me tense and affected my riding. So Austin, yeah. So the reason why we do this, okay, this isn't to just showcase crash accidents, man. It's to see what they're doing and what they're doing wrong, and that hopefully we can prevent that for ourselves. So when you see somebody riding and somebody stops in front of them and all of a sudden they grab a fistful of brake and dump the bike and it's a single vehicle accident, now that's a common thing whether or not somebody pulls out in front of you. Inexperienced riders will do that just trying to stop when there's no traffic at all. So when we see people actually dumping the bike and low siding and doing this stuff that a motorcyclist tends to do as a new rider, we actually see the consequence of it. And I want you to see the consequence of it so that you are more prepared and more level-headed when it comes to you trying to stop. And it shows you what you need to work on. Because at the end of the day, all these accidents that we're seeing are curves, intersections, and then way too much front brake. So that tells me I need to pay attention on curves. It means I need to pay attention on interstates, and it means I have to pay attention on my braking skills. Barely any of these are primary controls of too much clutch or too much throttle. That's how I look at it. So these three things I make sure I focus on. Let's see. What do you think about Yamaha R15 VT? I don't know, man. I don't know too much about that. Good to be back. Don't know what I'm going to do when he. Yeah, dude. If the NFL and all that stuff shows up, then have fun. Do what you want to do. Oh snap! Ron Culbertson, DDFM evening, everyone. Even a minute. Been a minute, but glad I could catch you. Awesome. So we're doing a little bit different at the beginning of the stream, and then we're gonna jump into it. But I like these Q&A sessions. So if you like more of this kind of stuff, let me know. God damn, Ron, you cray. Wish it could be more Kevin Peck. No, dude, no. I just saw that. No, don't worry about that. $1 is great. And that's for everybody. If you want to super chat and help support the channel, $1 is more than enough. If you want to jump on Patreon, you can jump on that way. You can share the stream. You can like the stream. You can comment on the stream. Basically, you just being here supports the channel. So don't worry about anything. But I really do appreciate the monetary support because it allows me to do this full time. That's basically what I'm doing here. Yeah, boy. Let's see. If someone's giving you a hard time about you wearing all your gear, that's not a person to talk to. Yeah. Some beaded guy sent me a package with a GoPro in it. Dan, you got it. Yes. So Dan SHEA was the winner of last month, and it looks like he got the GoPro. Yeah, and he got a bunch of other stuff too. So awesome, man. Make sure you send me a picture. That'd be kind of cool to see. Send me a picture. Dan, are you going to be test riding new bikes in future videos? I would love to see the HD Livewire on your channel. Techno Bobber, I would love to. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and we're going to be moving on with a lot of cool things. Channel might change a little bit away from motovlogs, but it's definitely not going to move away from motorcycle riding. Motovlogs in the terms of giving tips. Like, I want to still ride around with Nikki and do more of the fun stuff on a bike, so I don't have to focus on, teaching while on a bike, because at the end of the day, it's not as safe as it can be. And I feel like I want to scale that back. I want to just have fun riding with Nikki, doing actual vlogs, installing stuff, test rides, things that you typically do on a bike. And then when it comes to the tips and stuff, I want to do more of that at the computer here with something so that I can be referenced. And also at the end of the day, I want it to be live. I like live streams. I think live streams is a wonderful. Yeah, exactly, Dan SHEA, do that, please. I think live streams are a wonderful way to interact with you guys. And if my channel slowly becomes, 5 days a week live streams and then motovlogs on the side, I think that's a really good thing. As long as I'm giving you guys content and giving you guys value and hopefully keeping you guys safe, that is the goal. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it. Dan, are you going to be testing? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, hey, Ron! Later, man. Old lady's making dinner. Nice. See you later, Austin Turnbull. What cruiser do you prefer? Because I'm planning to get one soon. So I see ENJ saying Rebel 500, SV650, or R6. So, yeah, well, cruiser. Maybe I got the wrong thing. Oh yeah, cruiser. So the Rebel 500 is a great bike. The the Kawasaki Vulcan S is another great bike. The Indian Scout 60 is a great bike. What else? And then it kind of start moving around in different budgets. The Honda Shadows are great bikes. Oh, I missed your question, Aaron. Let me go back up. Okay, I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'll get to it. Those are all great bikes to start off with. Find used if you possibly can. So, Aaron, would you trust off-brand tank grips, or would you suggest waiting until I can afford a more brand name like Stomp Grip? Joseph Franklin became a member. Thank you, Joseph Franklin. Guys, if you want to become a member, there's actually new things coming for YouTube members real soon. So thank you, Joseph Franklin. Now you got a mustache. Now your name is green. You're awesome. I got Stomp Grip just because I thought that was really one of the only ones, and I chose that because of the clear. Honestly, at the end of the day, I try my best to just save up for what's best for my bike. That's pretty much where I'm at. Are there brands of gear to stay away from? Quality worse than others, or stuff people have to have? So I usually stick with peer reviewed. So like if I go on REVZILLA or Get Lord and all that stuff, I look at the reviews. And then I look at their critiques, because I look at the 1 stars and stuff to see why they chose a 1 star. And a lot of the times they're 1 star stuff because they don't like the color. It's weird. Yeah, I know. Or like they don't like the fact that they have to purchase armor after the fact, even though it's priced at a lower price point. So you could do that. Like there's some really weird things. So I check the ratings and reviews, and then I go based on what I want. And at minimum, I want let's say for a jacket, I want shoulder and elbow armor at minimum, with the luxury of chest armor. Oh, and then yeah, definitely the back armor insert. And then I look at different things, you know. Then I look at, well, how many abrasion resistant, you know, fabric is there, and then I go from there. And if for some reason it doesn't fit me, I don't like it. I don't like how they don't have certain things here and there. Then that's how I go. I don't really care about brand at that point. I care about the features and what they have to offer at a certain price point, and usually the capitalism takes care of that. Yeah, boy. I've been riding a year or so on the 600 VLX Shadow. My friend wants, you know, let's just go ahead and switch to this. There we go. That way we can see my face. How you guys doing? This is my just talking cam, and then I got my other cam right here. But this is my command center here, guys. Stream's about to start. Hello, Trina. How you doing? Make sure you guys swing on by Riders on MTC. That's Trina from Riders on MTC. The new the new commercial that she just sent me has me in it, so it's pretty cool. I've been let's see. In Singapore, there's level classes, so I'll be starting with a 200cc, but I can't seem to find any 200cc cruiser bike. There's actually quite a bit of, I think, 150s in that area. I know it's not a 200, but I think if that's where you have to start, that's where you have to start. And if you plan on upgrading later, then you don't really need to start with a cruiser 200cc. Start with whatever you can find, and then the next license that you get a bigger bike, that's when you go for a cruiser. Sparky Gordon, I got one. When buying a used bike, what are some red flags as a poorly treated, upkept bike, not motorcycle savvy yet? So what is your opinion? First and foremost, I'd definitely check tires. Check the chain, check the sprocket, see if there's any upkeep. Usually if the bike has any type of upkeep and care, it's usually in the chain, belt, tires, and then if there's any massive leaks. That's my main thing. And then if the bulbs are burnt out, more than likely, if they don't change their bulbs, they don't change their oil. You know, a few things like that. Like if you look at the bare minimums, if they start with the bare minimums, go from there. And then if they don't take care of the bare minimums, then you know they don't take care of the other stuff. What's a good riding shoe if you go with? I always wore work boots, but want to do something complete oriented shoe. So Zach Hebe, look into Speed and Strength. They have some really cool Converse looking shoes that have armor in them. No problem, Jansen. So guys, if you want to become a YouTube member, that's what Joseph Franklin just became. And he's got a mustache next to his name and everything. Look at that. If you want to do that, you click that link right there. It'll take you and you can become a YouTube member. It's $5 a month, and looks like they're going to be changing things up pretty soon when it comes to super chats and YouTube live streaming. It's actually going to be way bigger, way more features. So kind of interested in what they're doing with it. But once again, I did a Q&A at the very beginning, and typically with the Q&As, typically with the beginning, I wanted to show an older video of mine that gave good tips, but I felt like, you know what, if I can answer you guys' questions, I think that's tip enough. You know, you've already seen the videos, and I'm answering specifics, so I think that's pretty cool. Trina, well, what can you do to support? You can, share my videos. You can share, like, and everything. It'll be great. But everybody else, you'll see right here, it's going to pop up. Right now, it's beginnermotorcycletips.com, but you're going to see it pop up. It's going to say Riders on MTC. The best thing you guys can do is take a class, and if you're in Arizona, Riders on MTC will go ahead and get you going. Basil Dog, I see that super chat. Boy, I see that. I'm waiting for it to pop up because it's going to interrupt me, and I'm going to lose track. Because I already did. Start it and put a sheet of paper under it. Once stopped, it will show if leaky. There you go. Yeah. So start your little assessment talking with, hey, there it is, Basil Doc. Thanks so much for the great work. Thank you. I joined on the other platform. They take less of a cut, right? Yes, Crispy. Patreon takes way less of a cut and actually has more features right now. So if you're into video games, it's kind of like Steam versus Epic Game Store right now. If you don't know what that means, you don't play video games. Anyways, here we go. Oh, your MSF is this weekend, Aaron. Where is it at? All right, so we're gonna start. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. But here we go. We're gonna start on this video. Right away, I see a lack of an escape route to the right. I think we saw this one. One second. I think we saw this one before. Maybe it was just... Okay, so it's just this one.
Good save.
Oh yeah, I think it's just this one. Oh, we skipped something. We skipped one. All right, so we're gonna go to here. Here we go. We're start over. Sorry. I think it was just that video that we saw. This one's different. All right, close call, overtake. Okay. He's pushing. He's going really fast. He's pushing the limit, so speed is a factor in this. Traffic is a factor in this. Honking your horn's not gonna have any effect at the speed. When two idiots come together, that's what happens. Okay. Suddenly YouTube, let's see. Is everyone's YouTube's getting all messed up? Just making sure, because I'm looking at my end and it looks good. Let's see. 5 frames per second. Oh no, Steve Weger, how you doing? All right, we'll fix this up. We'll fix this up. All right, I think we're back. Okay, so we're gonna rewatch that. I fixed some things up, so it looks like some settings were messed up. It's not your YouTube. Do not restart. Do not refresh. Do not do that. So here we go. We're gonna do this again. All right, so speed is a factor. Speed is definitely a factor. One sec. There we go. There we go. All right, so was that a little bit better for everybody else? Was that a little bit better? I think it was pretty good for me. Making sure you guys could see it. So let's rewatch that one again. So far what we could definitely tell is that speed is a factor on this one. And then two idiot riders. Traffic and horn, all these different things. All right, so it's a little bit better. We're going to restart that. Sorry about that, guys. So this guy's going pretty fast. He's obviously not wearing the right gear because you take a quick look. One second. So his glove is not even wrapped around his wrist. He's full roll on right there. You see how his wrist is pulled back like that? And these gloves, while they are motorcycle gloves, they're not rated for this type of speed. At this type of speed, you're out on the track, you're racing. You need full on race gear. So this right here, it will hold up into a crash for maybe a second instead of like the professional stuff, which will be about 5 seconds. So this guy, I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, definitely no mirror. So maybe these are track bikes. I don't know. He took all these things off, but he's in actual traffic. So he's pushing it to the limit. He's using 2 lanes. He's using 2 lanes to ride. And you hear him honking the horn, right? You hear him honking the horn. At this speed, you're going faster than that horn. By the time that person hears you, you are already right next to them. So your horn has 0 use. This was extremely lucky. Let's go ahead and put this, since I fixed it. There we go. This was extremely lucky that they did not hit each other. And they're obviously doing this for videos. He's got a GoPro on his tail section, and he's probably got a GoPro around here. But they're definitely do this for the videos. They definitely do this for the ego and the whole Dunning-Kruger effect. This was a close call. And this type of close call can happen at this with slower riders. Let's say a slower rider, a more inexperienced rider accidentally did what this guy did because he couldn't apply the brakes in time and almost hits the person in front of him. We've seen that before in videos. But this one is caused because of not lack of experience or lack of training. This is caused by two idiots. This is a decision that was made. Tom Burr has become a member. Thank you, Tom Burr. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member and supporting the channel. These two right here are choosing this. With inexperience, it's just, well, it honestly is something that you didn't mean to do. You just didn't know how to correct it. This right here, they know what they're doing. They know how to ride, I guess. But they're definitely doing it in an area where it's super unsafe. Very unsafe. See these bricks? See these bricks right here? If one of them just crashes on one of these turns, let's say this guy tried to overtake over here. They crash on a turn. They hit these bricks. Their limbs are ripped off. So that right there is just not smart at all. It really isn't. I don't know what the racing is for. What is the reward in this? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is the reward? And if you can't come up with a reward, and if you can come up with a reward, but it's not good enough for the risk, then maybe you shouldn't do it. What's up, Secret September? So he went. He tried to pass somebody on a blind turn. Went too fast.
Good save.
So that one, yeah, like everyone's been saying, is that we have seen this one before. I just want to kind of go over it once again real quick. What happened? Okay, so what he did, this guy wants to pass, but you see how that's a blind turn? Can you see around can you see what's going on? Can you see what's going on? You can't. So imagine trying to be in this lane to pass all these people and you have no idea what's around this corner. That right there should be an indication. It should be a fear, should be a gut check that you should not pass. And I know it's a double yellow, but people were like, well, it's double yellow, I could do it. Well, it doesn't matter because you cannot see. You cannot see around this. So when you go up through here, it's tiny road. So right here, he made the decision to pass because right before he zooms in on the camera, you have a clear view of everything. So I can see why he chose to pass because he didn't see any traffic coming. Okay, fine. He didn't see any traffic coming in this long gap. But that means you really got to make sure that you took a quick look and you saw no cars in any of the blind spots, and you make sure that they're not just a ride around the hill, all that stuff. So right here, he's going to go really fast to pass these people, but I'm trying to think to myself, why? What is the reward for doing that? There really isn't one. You could push your buddy off onto the soft shoulder or down a cliff. You could really mess up the dynamics and mess up somebody's line, really screw with things. So if you're in a group ride and you decide, well, you know, ego's getting the better of me, I want to pass these guys, they're going slow, don't. You just got in the wrong spot then. It's as simple as that. Like when I went out riding, and I can ride faster than what I perceive on YouTube. I have a little bit more skill than what I do, because like I just show you guys, I talk to you guys on the road, but I'm sticking to really easy roads, so I minimize risks because I am talking to a camera using one-handed. But if I'm in the middle of just I have to ride. I mean, I've been stuck behind some slow people too. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I'm stuck behind them. Well, then I'm going to enjoy the ride this way. If you push it and you do this, you're not only risking yourself, but you're risking your group. And I can't live with my conscience on that one.
Billy for the pass.
See, he went too fast trying to go around this and decided, oops, I messed up, and he had to straighten up, and he almost went off the road. Yeah, I don't know why the video is choppy. I can't figure out why the video is choppy. Is the video choppy for everybody? Because I can't figure out why that is.
Good save.
Choppy. Okay. Huh. I wonder why. Yeah, I see it. I see it on the live stream that it's choppy. Oh, I know why. Quick second. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I should be back. Should be back. I know exactly what it was. Sorry, guys. I was recording earlier and I was using this setup and this system for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. 6 super chats, guys. 6 super chats. And 2 new members. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Sorry, guys. This should be a lot better. Oh!
I saw him, but I was expecting him to go across, and he came back.
So let's take a look at this. High speed, high speed, high speed. Slow down. As best as he possibly could. As best as he possibly could. You might have to change it to, so change it to 720p, everybody. Change it to 720p. There we go. Yeah, so he tried to stop as best as he could, but imagine if he had half a second to 1 second later in response time. So let's do it. 1 Mississippi. Now he starts slowing down. That would have been a lot more dangerous. So the fact that he was able to see it ahead of time was huge. So you have to constantly be scanning, constantly be scanning, constantly be scanning. So luckily he was able to maintain staying upright, everything. What is another thing that we can do? Hey, look, there's a chevron right there. What's another thing we can do to help reduce a risk that of something like this, where somebody comes out in the middle of the road, animals, all these different things? What is it that we can do? And I see right here it says, Aaron says overrunning the light, so maybe getting a light upgrade, get a headlight upgrade, all these different things. So when it comes to deer, here's the thing: deer, you slow down, let them go, and then you can go. For the most part, they're scared. For dogs and stuff, they want to actually come at you, so you got to juke them. With dogs, it sounds funny, but with dogs, you literally have to go, slow down, and it really messes up their trajectory, and they have to stop and slow down, and then you go again. You have a fast motorcycle. But for animals, wild animals like this, just slow down, let them cross, and then go. But the only way that's going to happen is if you pay attention and you see them ahead of time.
I saw him, but I was expecting him to go across, and he came back. So...
Oh. High side. One second. Let me see, because I just see a massive drop. I see a massive drop in people. I wonder if the stream, I wonder if something happened to the stream. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, something might have happened to the stream. That's one of those things, man. That's one of those things. It took you guys, it kicked you out. Oh, wait, look, yep. Let's see if everyone comes back. Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens is that the stream will get claimed because we're watching crash videos, right? It sent you. Jess De Leon became a YouTube member. Thank you, Jess De Leon. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know what, YouTube, they just went out and they posted a bunch of new stuff recently. They posted a bunch of new stuff, and maybe they're rolling out updates, but we just had a complete drop. We had 92 people in the stream, and we had a drop to 30s. So we lost 60% of the stream. And I don't know why it's doing that. No clue why it did that. YouTube, you're being freaking dumb-dumbs. All right. That was dumb. YouTube is drunk. All right. That's the beauty of live streams. You got to stick with it. So we're going to go ahead and keep going. All right. I'm glad you're back, guys. Glad you're back. So we're going to go over... We're going to go over this accident right here. Yeah, it's weird. So make sure you guys share these videos, because on my end, it says I'm still streaming. On my end, it says the stream hasn't ended. I haven't clicked end. I haven't done any of that stuff. So the fact that it sent you out to something else, that is a little disconcerting, honestly. Yeah, I gotta double check all this. Excuse me, I burped it. Couple beers. Why did YouTube cross the road to be closer to comment? All right, we good? We good. So make sure you guys share this. Yeah, I just see it dropped from 55 to 45. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Make sure you remind your friends that got kicked out to sign back in. YouTube is conspiring against me. Just kidding. No, they're not. All right. So, yeah, I was going to say, it shows I'm still alive. Anyways, we're going to go over this one. So I like his key tag. It's the thin blue line. Anyways, let's watch this. He does crash, and it is a high side, okay? We're going to see how we can prevent this right here. That one, I don't know what's happening other than a tank slap, which sucks. All right.
So...
yeah, hopefully it stays monetized. But you know what, Tom Burr, Jess De Leon, thank you guys for the support as YouTube members. Even if, guys, here's the thing. Even if these videos get copyright claimed, here, I'm going to show you guys real quick what's up with YouTube. I had to double check. So, yeah, it's monetized. This one's still live. But the last two, the last two got limited or not suitable for ads. So the last two got not suitable. The motorcycle crash number 33 copyright claim. My dispute was rejected. So the last 1, 2, 3. So 33, 34, 35. No ads. Or very little. And same thing with 29. Same thing with 26. Same thing. Ineligible. Same thing with 22. 20, 19. So yeah, these videos are like a 50-50. So the simple fact that you guys are donating and supporting with YouTube memberships and patronage, and we have 434 patrons, that right there makes it to where I don't even care if it gets demonetized too much. I mean, I do care, because now I would rather take ad money. Like I don't want you guys to have to pay for this. I'd rather like steal money from the ad companies. You know what I mean? But it makes it worth it, because now I can actually do this. So thank you. Thank you if you become a member, because it doesn't matter if this video gets demonetized, your membership. Yeah, it is fair use. Isn't this fair use? We're discussing things. So anyways, we're going to go over this one. How do we prevent this one? It's a 1, 2, 3-laner. I think. No, it's a 2-laner, right? Yeah, it's a shoulder. All right, so it's a 2-lane road. He sees real quick in his right mirror that his buddies are taking... No, he says right here. I'm sorry. Right here, there's a light. He sees his buddies take an exit. He's off all the way to the left side behind a Walmart truck. So he's going to have to cut across to make this. That's what he's going to do right here. He missed the turn. That right there, to me, is missing the turn. He is not set up for anything at all. His speed is way too high to make this turn at this point. Everyone else slowed down well before this to make this turn. They are going slow. He caught up quick. And now you're doing a nice lean angle to cut across traffic. Now you have to do even more of a lean angle to make this really sharp turn. You could tell by the chevrons, which, by the way, guys, if you are a YouTube member, you get the special chevron emoji. And I don't know. I just needed a reason to post it. And so he can't even slow down very well other than rolling off the throttle here, maybe trail braking as an advanced technique, but he probably doesn't know that because he made this error. And now he's going to try to... Oh, there's the rear brake. Too much rear brake. Rear tire just slippity slide. Soon as that rear brake, or as soon as that rear tire catches any traction, he's going to be ejected over the bike. There's the ejection over the bike. The rear tire, all the tires gain traction once again, which, you know, works great. It stopped the bike, right? So think about that. If it got traction again and it stopped the bike, but you kept going, imagine what would happen if you applied the brakes when the bike had full traction. So he gets ejected, and with these type of ejection injuries, you're going at a high rate of speed, very high rate of speed, and now you're going from that speed to 0 into the ground. So that's shoulder, back, head, chest, legs, arms, impacts, braking. So to prevent that, it's very important. 113 miles an hour getting a tank slapper. Okay. So once again, how do we prevent this as riders? Communication. What else? I'm gonna name one. It's your turn now. I named communication between the riders. What else can we do? I want you guys to come up with something. I'll see it in the chat. So remember, the accident was caused because he wanted to swing into the far right lane to get on this exit because his buddies did. He made a decision. So what mistakes and what can we do to change that? Roy, I don't think that would have even worked. Maybe. All right, so right here, I'm gonna start calling on. Okay, I would have. Let's see. Oh, Grimbeer said I would have gone for the turn. How much further can the next junction be? Probably a mile, but it's not that big of a deal. Communication, right? The Bobs, thanks for stopping by, man. Just take the next exit. Haha. Todd McBride Jr. says, yeah, I would do the same thing. So I'm gonna call on you, Ducati Joe. Proper speed. Hey, Ducati Joe. I remember the video I sent you. I just remember you because Ducati Joe sounds so familiar, and it's unique. Anyways, proper speed. Yes, proper speed. So going slower, right? Going slower. Okay. Or proper speed into the turn would have prevented the accident. Yeah, I agree with that. Intercom, pre-planning the route. Yep. So even if you don't have an intercom, you could pre-plan the route, and everybody says, "Hey, exit 243. We're gonna turn right." Okay, good. Let's see. Next exit. Yeah, know the route. Yep. Plan ahead. Yep. So that's one of the things that as a group ride, at the very beginning, you do a pre-ride meeting. And the pre-ride meeting tells you what to do in case you get separated, because where's the next meetup? Where's the middle of the route meetup? Or if it's a short ride, where's the actual end meetup? So at the end of the day, you don't have to rush. If you miss your exit, you just meet up at the end a little bit later. Yeah, exactly. So if you have to have a planned route. You really have to have a planned route. Let's see. He looked like he was upright. I don't know. Let's see. Better planning. Yeah, don't brake. In that situation, he had to apply the brakes, but if he didn't, he would have went off the road at a high rate of speed. So at the end of the day, his entry was the thing that caused him to crash. Why you're not just riding with your buddies? Why even be in the other lane? Yeah, exactly. Chief Lucifer. So with that aspect, riding in formation prevents a lot of these issues. So make sure you guys ride staggered or ride however it is that your club or riding group rides. But make sure you stick with that, because when you're separated like this, you start making decisions that you wish you didn't. If they didn't all know right, I can't even speak. Eric Duploy, if they didn't all know the route, they should have stuck together and slowed it down. Exactly. So if you're in a group, guys, if you're ever in a group and something like this happens, where you guys start splitting up, doing all these crazy things, see if you can possibly get everybody to, go to the next exit, turn off, and say, "Hey guys, quit your crap. We're riding. Let's be safe about it." And if nobody wants to do that, and if that's the type of group where you don't feel comfortable even saying that because you know you're going to be made fun of or whatever, then don't ride with them. Because at the end of the day, you're putting yourself at risk. How about stopping over the corner and making a beeline slightly right across traffic to make the exit? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't stop on the interstate just to make this exit. I would just keep going, stay with the flow of traffic, move over, and then get to the next one. Yeah, that's why I remember seeing this one before. It's really good to break it down. So we are talking about all these different things to do before the actual incident, which will allow us. Let me 1 second. It says skipped frames. What are you talking about, boy? All right. So we're talking about all these different things to prevent the accident. So we haven't even talked about proper braking. We haven't talked about proper counter steering. We haven't talked about, what's the appropriate speed for this exit. We've talked about all rider behavior stuff, didn't we? We talked about this guy separating because he probably wanted to be cool. We talked about speeding. We talked about not riding with the group. We talked about all these different motorcycle user errors, behavior errors, all these different things. Has nothing to do with the fact that he has gear. Has nothing to do with the fact that his skill in going straight is the problem. We're starting to think about that stuff. So when you watch these next videos, let's do that. So he screwed up right here. Sees them to get off. Way too fast. At that point, that was the panic. So I think this one, I think he just landed a wheelie. I think I remember seeing the full video. He just landed a wheelie at 118 miles per hour, and he got a tank slapper. So what a tank slapper is basically what your handlebars. Let me get you to this spot. The handlebars are in a crazy hertz. Like it's the speed of how it's science. But anyways, the motorcycle handlebars are moving so fast that by the time you can react and try to correct it, it's already moved again. So you are 1 move behind, 2 moves behind, 3 moves behind, and you cannot correct it. And the way it starts and happens is improper shocks, so improper suspension up front or in the rear, improperly inflated tires, or a massive pothole, or a massive deceleration, or gravity basically attacking the suspension, where after a wheelie you hit the ground, it causes distortion, which causes the handlebars, which causes you to tank slap. There's no way to get on. I'm trying to explain it. there's just so much science involved. I can't figure out the sciences. Somebody please help me with the sciences. But basically that's what happened. So I remember seeing this and I was like, oh man, he crashed because he was doing a wheelie. So 118 miles per hour is because he landed a wheelie. That's why it starts right. We're going to get to it right. That's why it starts right there. He just landed a wheelie. You can't. You are at the mercy of physics and sciences on a tank slapper like this. Some people make it out. Most people don't. The one thing that you can do is just prevent it. So watch for roadway surfaces. So watch. Yeah, it's also called the death wobble. Watch for potholes. Watch for tar snakes. Train rail. Don't do a wheelie at high speed and slam it hard. It's possibly can happen. That's probably it. So more than likely, these types of accidents are like an ejection. We see a lot of low sides on curves. We see a lot of low sides, people dumping the bike. But with this one, it almost turns into they go over the handlebars. So when you see this guy crash, yeah, your best bet is to not fight it. That's pretty much it. So when you see this guy right here, see how it flung him? So he originally thought he was going down this way. He was about to go. That's how much of a rotational force these handlebars have. Look at that. Full lock to the right. And then right before he crashes, it's going to full lock to the left within a few frames. From here, he starts to go over the handlebars. See, that's the rear. Look at the rear tire. That's the rear tire facing forward. So let's take a quick Oh, I'm sorry, that's the front tire. It's on its side. It's already on its side. That's the front tire. It's already on its side. There's his face. Reason why we're seeing all this right away. There's the wrist. Possible broken wrist. And shoulder, right shoulder. And then head. So it's not worth it for a wheelie. Alright, so the next one, guys. Let's. Oh. Well, oh, there's more. Okay, never mind. 1 second.
Was? Scheiße, was war das? Was war das, man?
Alright, so on this one, we're gonna do it again. I'm gonna get you guys' opinion. I'm gonna point out one thing after the accident that I saw, and then I want you to point something out in the chat that you saw, okay? So, and I'll read your name and I'll read your comment, and that way we're all learning, we're all interacting with each other. It's kind of like a raise your hand situation. I'll say the first one because obviously I'll just say it, and then I want you guys to point out some other ones, okay? So right now, well, I'm not gonna say anything yet. All right, so what happened here and what could we have done to prevent it? So first and foremost, before I even talk about the wheelie thing, I'm just going to tell you right now, whenever I see a group of motorcycle riders, ego is one of the biggest causes of accidents. So I don't care if it's supermoto, I don't care about the traffic, I don't care about this and this and this. I can already tell by their formation that there's no structure and somebody's going to have an ego. Vampire, here's your shout out, brah. Yeah. Exactly, Jim. That's his face, and that's why I wear a full face helmet. That's why I wear a full face helmet too. Looped it. Alright, so wheelies. So Ducati Joe says wheelies. Vincente Gomez, wheelies. Something go good many times, go wrong. Yeah. Jansen, don't do anything stupid on the road. Fault with nut holding handlebars. Grim beard. Vaughn Williams trying to impress his friends. Jim Grady, 105 watching, only 53 likes. Hit that like, hit the button if you haven't. That's right. So before you guys leave, so if you guys are gonna jump into the live stream, see what you like, and then you have to leave for something, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. I think that's probably the easiest thing to do. They're not even staggered right. No, they're not. And they're taking up 2 lanes, which I can kind of see that. That's perfectly fine. But, I mean, the traffic is crazy. And then you're opening yourself up to people getting in your lane, splitting you up if the people up front are slower. So it's better just stay in one lane, guys. Too close to other in traffic. Yeah, I mean, it's at a stoplight, so maybe they stopped and they just started to go. Yeah. It's probably Phoenix or something. Looks like Phoenix. Turn around, don't drown. He's just practicing his falling in style. Yeah. Start showing off. That's when you make a fool of yourself. Yeah. So when you start showing off, there's always those 2 types of people that show off. The ones that can't do it and the ones that can. And don't be the ones that can't, but then try to do something like that because you're just going to do this. Practice, practice, practice. And then even then, you don't even have to show off. Because your new low, your new bottom, your new base foundation of skill, because you practice so much, is going to be impressive to those that don't practice at all. And all you're doing is just being safe. So my parking lot exercises of going super slow, that's super tight circles, that's just a party trick. Anybody could do that. Got myself more gear today. Back protector, new gloves, and tires. Hope y'all stay safe. Odwin Wangan. Hopefully I said that right. That's awesome, man. All right, so watch this real quick. You saw the quick little wheelie that happened here. He decided to have a little fun. Here's the thing is that he probably didn't keep going because of this traffic. This guy probably stopped. And this guy saw that. He's like, ah, man, you know how guys are. Oh, that was stupid. You're dumb. That was I could do way better. Watch this. Watch this. You guys got your cameras rolling? I know you got your cameras rolling because we talked about that. Let me do my wheelie. Woo woo! You're in the middle of traffic. Your buddies are cutting you off. There's no room for this. This is why I say I don't like when people do wheelies or do any type of stunting in the middle of traffic, because there's a good chance that you will hurt somebody else. If you want to hurt yourself, by all means hurt yourself. Do it where there's no other traffic. But it also prevents you from having a path to go. So right now there's no path right here. So he either freaks out or just loops it. There's his ankle. He's wearing some Nikes. If you are a YouTube member, I want to see the Nike emoji. Click that Nike. That's tailbone. The impact to your tailbone. You ever notice that motorcyclists don't get a lot of injuries to their tailbone unless they loop it and fall on their ass? Right? There you go, Tom Burr. Doesn't know how to wooly. Jess De Leon, the new member. Tom Burr, the new member. With the mustache and the Nike. Nice. Nice. I like that. I like it. Alright, we're going to watch this one. It's a loop, probably. Not wearing full gear. Oh, not a loop. Kind of loop. Hit the head right there. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about, guys. When you do it in a group with traffic, he's not even paying attention to where he's going, but he's in the middle of traffic with a group ride, and you're not able to adjust what's going on. He just hit somebody else without gear. Imagine if he caught a... Look at his foot, though. I just saw that. Look at his foot. He got hit by the other bike, and it's about to get trapped underneath. You guys see that? Imagine having the burn. That right there is a ton of friction. Imagine your leg getting caught up, wrapped around. And all you have to do is to not ride like an idiot and do wheelies in a group chat. That's all it is. Just ride in a group that has an understanding of safety and wants there to be safety, and this stuff won't happen. I don't allow this in any group rides I'm in. And when I say I don't allow it, I'm usually not the leader. So I mean, if I start seeing this stuff, I don't allow myself to be there. So you don't have control of absolutely everything, even as a YouTube creator, whatever. It doesn't. At the end of the day, if I'm not comfortable, I call it right there for myself. Now, anybody else can do their own thing, but I'll be that voice of reason if I have to. But for me, I'm done. That was his head right there. So watch. It says ankle gets caught right there. His ankle gets caught right underneath. And then right here. Oh, he's not wearing Nikes. We can't use the Nike emoji. Sorry. I need to get an Adidas. His shoe fell off. Shoe fell off immediately. So all this is exposed. Okay. But right here, the back of the head. Boom. Now the front of the head. All right. What do you think is... This is a question for you guys. Without even seeing this, I want you guys to figure out what is going to happen. I want you to tell me what's going to happen to this motorcyclist. With all the videos that we've been doing, I think it's time. I see a lot of the same names here. So I think it's time for you to pick out what you think is going to happen. Because a lot of times when I see just this, I already pick out a one. I see 5 hazards already. 5 separate hazards. And I see 2 escape routes, not including braking. I want you guys to, so like cars, we talked about cars, how do they kill us? Merging into us, turning left in front of us, opening their doors. So right now, opening doors could be a possibility. Maybe somebody has to puke and they have to spit out. You never know. Maybe somebody lane changes in front of you. Maybe somebody cuts you off. Car changes lane. So here we go. I see a lot. Gets hit by emerging car. Sean says cut off Chief Lucifer because he's going too fast. I like how you added speed could be a factor. Very good. Lane splitting, cars merging. Yeah. So lane filtering can be safe if done right. And it's usually at a slower speed. And when you have room. He'll be mirrored or doored. Okay. Surprise lane change or lane splitting. Going too fast. Car change. A lot of the same stuff. You guys are on the right path. Let's see what happens. For all we know, a meteor could fall out of the sky and hits him, and that's the story. But Eric Kumar said it. I didn't even. You have the same sense of humor I have. That's funny. I didn't even see that. All right. He's visible. He's wearing stuff that will make him be seen, guys. He's wearing stuff that will make him be seen. Did that matter? I mean, did it matter at all? Like, I mean, it's the car's fault, right? Because I'm sure this is California. It's not legal or illegal to lane filter. Let's just say this is Utah. It's legal to lane filter in Utah. So, at the end of the day, who's at fault? He wasn't really speeding too much. I don't think he was. Yeah, he's going about a good... Probably 5-10 over, or about 10 over. Right there. Chief Lucifer, right there. I like what you said, man. I like what you said. Chief Lucifer says, people still think cars aren't going to go for that huge spot in traffic. So when I said I saw 5 hazards right away. Let's see if I can go right here. I think we were like right here. When I say I saw 5 hazards, this car right here, not seeing me because I'm in his blind spot, sees this big gap, sees this guy moving forward, he wants to come in here. That's one that's going to hit me. I'm going to come over here. Same thing with this car. You could just start adding car and car and car and car. This car, same thing. Might want to gun it if he sees this person slow down and go for this gap. This car, same thing. Might want to change lanes because he sees how this car wants to keep moving. This car turning to the right, wanting to take any other spot because you see his shadow right here. There's a gap right here. Maybe he wants to go. My 2 escape routes is either going straight or swerving as far left as I can, making to the shoulder. But guys, you have to think, this car's a hazard. Okay, now that I passed this car's a hazard. Okay. But when you see this right here, you have to already assume that this car's a hazard. You need to be not 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 cars ahead of you. This is where your vision should be and your hazard detection should be. You should have already seen this happening with your peripherals and when you already looked at it in this small section about 100 feet behind you. So right here, all these hazards. This car is not moving. Yeah, this is California. It almost looks like you're good to go. You're never good to go when you lane filter or lane split. Never good to go. Yeah. But as soon as I see those tires, I mean, this is almost too late. So it can be dangerous, but you should definitely take a look at that gap. There's a reason why this person slowed down. There's a reason why this person is getting closer and closer to this lane. It's just a crappy situation. It's just inherently dangerous. But at the end of the day, does a vest like that really matter? It doesn't. Wearing full gear will help mitigate this portion of motorcycle riding. There's only so much you could do. No gloves, no nothing. Nope. Low side. Ooh. Well, this one's gonna be a fun one. All right. This is improper riding technique. That's all this is. So this is improper riding technique. His head is vertical, his body's straight up. You can actually see it in his shadow. And you see how the vision is kind of like still right here? That means his head. Excuse me. That's his head right there still. He's pushing the bike down so far that he has no traction on the tires to make this sharp turn. He didn't slow down. Bad body positioning. And he's running out of traction on his tires. All that scraping should be an indication that you're going too low. And there's the washout. That's just a lack of traction. Just enough. You have a lack of traction. So you need, like, let's say 10% traction to make this turn. He went down to like 5% traction and just lost it. Right here it could be a lot worse because he got that car coming. If he was going any faster and he slid into that car, it's not good. Real quick, somebody said floorboard scraping. No, there's no floorboards on that. The KTM Duke 390. Those are very aggressive pegs. So the fact that he's scraping peg on that means he is leaning that bike way too far. So we're gonna rewatch this. Sorry, I got distracted for a quick second. All right. Right turn. This is a right turn. Too fast for a blind turn right there. Oh, gravel change. That's what happened. See the gravel?
Yeah.
This is why I say don't ride on. Oh, we saw this one. This one's a crazy one. So for those that haven't seen it yet, stay here. Stay here. This one is insane. It's stupid. So we're going to watch this one real quick. So he's going a high rate of speed. He's out riding with friends. There's the ego aspect. There's the I got to keep up and beat aspect. Right? Emo Pimaco, how you doing, man? I'll be streaming for another hour. How about that? I'll be answering some questions. We'll do an intermission of answering questions. So right here. Okay. So we got what seems to be, to me, a 90-degree turn. Okay, so it's a 90-degree turn to me. That's all I know. I've never been here, and this could be you, in a new area. I've never been here. I assume this is a 90-degree turn. So I would not take it this fast, but he might know it's different, but still. So here's a 90-degree turn. Boom. Okay, oh crap. It turns into a full 180. Oh no. Well, am I going to get back on it? Well, now we got a 360, but you see the asphalt change. This could be just the fact that this side is city, the other side is county. I mean, that happens all the time. Different cities have different, standards for their roads. But, man, those are massive potholes. This is not an area where you want to be turning and leaning so hard, going so fast. Because the roadway, it's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. You will low side off of gravel up there, which he did. So this right here is not a problem for car drivers or any other motorcyclists, because typically when you go onto one of these on-ramps, you go on at a lower rate of speed and you're going straight and then making a turn. But these guys are using this as a racetrack and turning it into a full-on 360 thing. So when you do that, instead of going straight into it then turning, you're already at a massive lean angle to make this turn. And then you low slide on this. But you also notice something really quick. What does two 180s create? What does two 180s create? These dudes are using public frickin' roads as a racetrack. We're back at the beginning. These two dudes are making a freaking racetrack out of a road with traffic and a crap ton of gravel and potholes. We didn't see the 2-3 laps before this. How idiotic is that? How dumb is that?
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's not necessarily the first incident. So right here, the bump didn't make him crash. His bike recovered. He's going straight. If the road just kept going straight, you're good, right? The road is just going straight, you're good. But it's usually the second, third, or fourth thing that was created by that first thing that causes you to fall. So the fact that now he's going straight, but he wants to keep making the turn. Now there's gravel. He's out of the road. He's going to crash. Right there. So the gravel. It's a lot of gravel. That's a lot of shoulder.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy one. Guy's an idiot. He's not dead. That is the stupidest thing I've seen all day. Oh, Emo Pimako! What up, buddy? Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. So we're gonna go over this one, guys. Ooh-wee. He was going too fast. Dang, we're getting a lot. This is 3 new YouTube members here today. 3 new YouTube members here today. Guys, like I said, they're actually adding more. They're actually trying to compete with Patreon. Right now, there's not a lot of stuff that they're offering, and there's not a lot of basically a platform for it. So once again, Patreon is my to-go thing to do. But if you don't want to leave the stream or anything like that, YouTube memberships help out just the same, and you get to see videos before they go out when I have them available. But you get a lot of cool stuff too. You get the sweet-ass emojis, boys. So Emo Pimako, make sure you use an emoji. I want to see the Ric Flair woo. I want to see the Ric Flair woo. This is the Ric Flair woo, if you guys don't know what it is. Anyways, all right, we're gonna go over this one real quick. Really high speed. High speed, high speed. Blind turn until we get to here. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Okay. What an idiot. Okay, so first and foremost, speeding. Speeding, 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 speeding. Secondly, no gear. These gloves, I have them in my shop. They're just meant for grip. They offer 0 protection. He already poked his finger through. 0 protection. I use it to grab pieces of wood and get a better grip, and that's it. They offer 0 protection whatsoever. Not wearing any gear. You see him at the end of the crash. He's wearing regular shoes. All those things. You see him downshifting, but it almost looks like it really doesn't mean nothing. He was braking. So right here, at this point, you should start thinking to yourself, "Oh crap, I need to slow down." But he doesn't even slow down for a while. Now he's trying to. You see that? You see what he's doing to the brakes? So watch his right hand. Watch him grab the brake, pump it. He's just pumping it. So he's pulling, letting go, pulling, letting go, pulling, letting go. Improper riding technique. It will take you a long time to stop when you're going that fast. But if you're not applying the brakes appropriately, you're not going to stop. You do not want to do this. So right now he's trying to downshift, engine brake, but he's going way too fast. He's going over 100. He's going 100 miles an hour. You got traffic coming, and he's not applying proper braking techniques. There's just, yeah, exactly, Trina. There's so much going wrong with this. I can't figure it out. There's like dozens. Hey, Heath McLaughlin, how you doing? Thank you, new member. We got ourselves a new member with a new mustache. Dang, we got 5 new members today. 5 new members. I'm going to use all the emojis for that. New emojis. Those are the emojis you get. And then you get a beard. Some motos with Matt. Matt, is this about the time you're going to get off? Because I would love to have you on tomorrow. Who here would like to have Motos with Matt on tomorrow answering questions about motorcycle stuff? You guys want to see after the ride pop back up? I had an incident yesterday that I avoided due to listening to all these, worth at least $5 a month. Dude, I'm just happy you are safe. I'd love to hear about the incident. I mean, I've had not a few incidents lately, but we've all had our incidents. And if you don't want to say it, that's fine. But as long as you learn from it, I would love to have Matt on. I got this really cool new camera set up. I'm gonna move it around, but I got this nice camera. It's really cool. I like it. We got the Discord on. You know what? I've been getting complaints about my live streams because people can't follow along when they watch it on the rebroadcast, but I just have too much fun. I love getting distracted. Love it. All right, we're going to have Matt on. We'll have Matt on. How about that? All right. Yoink, yoink, doink, doink. It could have ended so much worse. Could have ended so much worse. Idiot. Alright, so don't ride this fast. Know how to apply the brakes. Don't show off. Wear full gear. What else can we say? Oh, this car is smoking. No. Idiot. Idiot. Oy. 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 What a dumb. What did I say about it's not the first thing that causes you to lose control? It's usually the second or third thing that causes or it makes you crash. So this right here. Okay, let's move forward. Go over here. Showing off. Yeah. Let's see. So he's doing something with this dude. Him and this guy are acting like idiots. Now, I don't think it's a road rage incident because we didn't see the motorcyclists be like, F you. But if you take a quick look, this is why I like going frame by frame by frame. If you take a quick look, this is a sidewalk right here. So quite possibly these two were gunning it. It looks like it could have been a traffic circle because you see how they kind of look like they come from an angle. Maybe they were racing through the traffic circle and they're racing through the intersection to make this one lane, and now they're acting like idiots. That could possibly be it. Car on left, sun and eyes, clipped 1 car speed. Rat kitty, yeah. Damn, you're already ahead of the game. I was about to say, guys, what do you think would have caused that accident? But of course, Rat Kitty had to ruin it for everybody and answer it. Yeah, so right here, that's kind of how I think it's set up. He's pushing his engine. This is a sidewalk. There could be people. His main focus is this car driver, and it's not of anything else. His focus is to beat this guy. He doesn't even see this car right here. Once this car decided to turn right. I'm just gonna turn right. I'm looking this way, down this way with the sun, and I don't expect anybody to be in my lane, so I'm just gonna start pulling out just a little bit. That's a huge issue. Can't even lane filter that. So usually the ones that have the inflated ego or the Dunning-Kruger thing where they think they know that they know more than what they really do, and they feel like they know it all. that right there, this whole incident right here tells me that this guy knows how to roll on the throttle. That's it. Yeah, Chief Lucifer, probably road rage, yeah. This guy knows how to roll on the throttle. So how do we prevent this incident from happening? Obviously, do not race and do not do all that stupid stuff. But let's just say that... Ah, damn, wrong button. Let's just say that you went to pass somebody, and for some reason, you didn't double check and there's a car coming. So let's say this was like an honest mistake, no road rage, no racing, no none of that. Let's say you went to pass somebody, and they might have pushed you out of lane, or something might have pushed you out of lane. Now you have oncoming traffic in your way. What is your escape path? Let's say you're going the speed limit. Let's say you're not speeding. The only thing that happened was that you went into the other lane, and there is oncoming traffic because you couldn't see this tiny little car. That's this 2-seater Schmeat car. So Heath did back into the lane escape plan. Okay. Sidewalk. If you can make it, there's a curb right here. That would be very hard to make. Let's go one more frame just to show you guys how much room we really have. You could scoot on over just a little bit. Adam Ude, yeah boy. Thank you for becoming a Patreon member. There's enough room right here. This car sees the motorcyclist. Everyone says car drivers don't see him, but this guy sees him. He's trying to scoot on over to let this guy do his thing. This car didn't have to. If this car didn't, it would have been a head-on incident. I would have ridden it through the middle and pulled off on the side of the road and checked my pants and get mad at myself for doing something so stupid. So that right there was just a mirror tap. Let's see. That car driver swerved hard. That's a mirror tap. So in this situation, look how much room you really still have. Why is he going straight still? Well, obviously it's the speed. So if you're in this situation, pray that that's all that's going to happen and commit to the turn and commit to avoiding an object. This guy did not. He was going too fast, couldn't come out of the way, got freaked out by what happened, and then boom. He rolled in front of the other rider, or the other car. And he could possibly get hit. But you see his knee puck. It's been used. His knee puck's been used. So, I mean, how come this guy with massive skill? I just said that he knows how to roll on the throttle. That's all. Like, that's what I'm saying. But how come this guy with massive skill, you know, he's got full leathers, he's got a puck that's been used. How come he crashed? What happened? What mistakes did he make? And at the end of the day, you can have the most badass skills on the planet, but if your mental skills, the ego, the humility, you gotta be humid. You can't be humid. You have to be humble. You can't be like, I know things and I am better than this. I should never crash because my skills are so high. That right there should be a red flag. Maybe he's drunk, yeah. So chemical intoxicants can cause an inflated ego. It can cause inflated confidence. Having a very inflated ego because you think you're such a badass can have the same effect. He got the angle grinder to the knee pucks. Yeah, okay, Greenbeard. That street track suit, people always riding responsibly. Yeah, not enough humidity, guys. I'm gonna make a shirt. Not enough humidity. And only you guys will understand what the heck I'm saying. The last part kind of made me laugh. Whoa. What the heck? Sit down, stay human. I love it. I love it. Alright, so this one, panic break. This was a panic break. So remember, guys, curves, obstacles, cars turning out in front, and panic braking is usually the cause of a lot of accidents. I think the majority of accidents are people going too fast in a curve, cars turning in front of them in intersections, and people panic braking. I think those are the 3 most common causes, just based off of anecdotal, watching these videos. So, hey, he's flexible. He looked really tough. So right here, we're gonna do half speed. Just kidding. We're not gonna do half speed. Let's just do it. You see him come up? So watch the left mirror. Maybe we should do it half speed. Let's do it half speed. So it's shift. I'm learning. So watch this. Watch the left mirror. Nobody hit him. Right? Clap. What? Taking your license in 2 weeks. So nervous. Tips. Well, first of all, have you been practicing? If you can practice, have you been practicing? If everyone's gonna be nervous no matter what before the test, but just remember what you've been doing during your practices. If what you've been doing during your practices is, if you feel confident with that and you're good with that and you got the principles down, you should be good. If you haven't been practicing and you got a test, but you kind of have the ropes and you figured it out, then just do your absolute best. Your nerves, the anxiousness will get a hold of you if you let it, and that will cause you to make minor errors that can turn into bigger ones, especially on a test. If you can't practice yet, one thing you can do is get on a bicycle and practice. Just because a bicycle doesn't have a motor doesn't mean you can't practice counter steering, can't practice your body position, you can't practice your slow speed stuff. But the nervous tips, just literally walk in with the expectation that anything can happen. You're here for a good time, and you can always come back. It's not life or death. And if for some reason you don't pass the test because you messed up on a few skills and you feel like you're not ready, well, then that's actually good that you didn't pass the test, because if you pass the test and you barely made it, or you made it by extreme luck, then when you go out on the road, you're probably not going to have that extreme luck. Or if you do, it's going to run out. So practice, 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 practice. So right here is a low side. So, or not low side, but it's a panic brake. So what he did was, he sees the stop sign, he sees everybody slowing down, he sees everybody stopping, he's not paying attention. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Grab a fistful of front brake when it has no traction on the ground, which will cause it to lose all traction and dump. And he's going to flip forward and go shoulder and head first into the ground. Possibly his hand is out, and there's a lot of impacts when it comes to that. So you really, really, really have to watch out. And you see how in such a low speed that a shoe will fall off. Imagine at a higher speed. We've seen that before. Higher speeds, they'll fly off. And if you're still tumbling and you're still moving, your ankle could get broken. Yeah, the visor popped off, so that means he hit his head. But this noise is... What is it? Shift. What does that do? Oh, it's the volume. I'm using keyboard commands. Been driving my 800 kilometers on my 125cc. Haven't been doing a lot of low speed, I'm afraid. I will put my foot down. Thanks for the tips. Going to drive constantly 1 to 2 weeks before the test. Okay, so you have a fear of putting your foot down. I'm assuming, yeah, it says low speed. Okay, so low speed, afraid of putting your foot down. All right, guys, we're doing this. Let's do this. No. I don't want you to be scared. All right, so what we're gonna do? How can I do this? Let me think. Okay, so the best thing you could do. All right, I'm trying to think if there's a visual I can do for you, because I learned visually and kinesthetic. So kinesthetic is where you actually touch. I learned that way, so taking a class has been very helpful for me. And then visual, I can see the instructor do a demo. So if you're like me, guys, take a class. If you're in Arizona, you need to take a class with Right Arizona MTC, because that's how I learn, visually and kinesthetically. So I got to touch things. Oh crap, I'm dropping things. I have to touch things. Listening, only does so much. So that's why I love YouTube so much, because it's a video. So what you want to do when it comes to low speed stuff, let's say it's an offset, or it's just a weave. It doesn't have to be offset weave. So offset weave is when, you know, one's over here, one's over here, one's over here, one's over here, like staggered riding. So you have to kind of go wide. Regular weave is just a dot, 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 and you have to go and do that. So the one thing that you can do, it's all counterbalance when it comes to lower speed, and it's all counterweight. Counterbalance, counterweight for low speed, and then counter steering, and then body positioning to keep the bike more upright. It's more advanced skill. But the low speed stuff you learn at BRC 1, so you can practice on other bikes. But counterweighting and counter speed, or geez, I can't even talk. Counterweighting and counterbalance. There you go. So on those low speed stuff, you can really move the bike where you want it to go. So if it's a sharp left turn or sharp right turn, you can literally point the handlebars where you want to go, push the bike where you want to go, and then you counterbalance off to the other side, put weight onto the other peg, the outside peg, and then you can make the turn with some friction zone and throttle control. You said you got about 800 kilometers on your bike, so you've got some experience with everything when it comes to that. So it's a lot of that friction zone, a lot of that throttle control, marry that up, turn the handlebars, and then apply counterweight. Now, the fear of putting your foot down. So you're doing all that. You're doing really well, right? You're doing all that. You're turning your head, and it still feels like the bike wants to fall down. And so you have to put your foot down, right? Because that's the natural reaction. So let's change that natural reaction of, we're doing all this, now I still feel like I'm going to fall down, I got to put the foot down. Let's change that natural reaction to, instead of putting the foot down, let's put more weight on the outside peg. So now we're standing up right a little bit more. So I'm turning, looking, accelerating with some friction zone, and I'm starting to go, oh crap, I'm about to fall to my right. I'm going to put a little bit more weight on the left peg, and it's going to stand me upright a little bit more while maintaining that full tilt. So if it's a weave and you're doing this and you feel like you have to go slow because, you know, they're tight, same thing. It's just now, instead of just a right-hand turn counterweighting, it's a right-hand turn counterweighting, or a left-hand turn counterweighting, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. That's why I always talk about dancing with your bike, because you're dancing with it. You're not just moving your arms. You see how I'm not just doing this? I'm doing this. I'm counterweighting, dancing. Okay? So that's what you should do on the bike. Try that out. You have 2 weeks to practice. I highly recommend Moto Jitsu's book, but that might not come in time. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to ddfmcrew.com. I have videos on exactly what I just talked about. So let's go up to here, guys. So ddfmcrew.com. So we got the shop. We got all this other stuff. We actually got YouTube members. So if you're a $5 crew member or above, you get your picture up here. But we got parking lot drills. So this is one thing that you can do. I'm a great dancer. Yeah, trust the bike too. So we got, let's do slow straight line. So I talk about how to do slow straight line. So this is a needed skill before taking the CBD test. And this was done a while ago. I'm on the Harley, but I tell you how to do it. Same thing. And I talk about the, let's see.
All right, crew member.
Yeah. Let's see. I talk about counterweighting quite a bit.
As I possibly can, you talking down.
So yeah, check that video out, and you can also check out the slalom. I call it slalom. I need to change it to weave. But I tell you how to do it. So you go into a parking lot and you can do it. So 4.5 meters apart, and that should be based on the CBT.
Just eyes look forward, but you want to dance with the bike.
See right here.
Between each cone, around each cone, like in a little end of.
Oops. I pushed the wrong button.
Do everything, so we're gonna be doing that. If you don't have cones, get yourself a tennis ball, cut it in half. Now you got cones.
There you go.
Start doing way to you. Is we're gonna practice going
right
in
here
between each cone, around each cone.
No, Clav, no problem, man. No problem.
S's. Now, when you do that, you need to turn your handlebars, depending on how fast you're going. We're gonna be going about 5 miles an hour, but you need to turn your handlebars. Now, remember, let's go and turn you off real quick. Now, remember, the bike is the thing riding. You are the passenger to the bike, but you want to dance with the bike. Dance with the bike.
See right there.
Be its little nimble partner. So don't be afraid to be like this. Don't be afraid to move around on the bike. Look, it's not falling. Nothing's happening. Don't be afraid to do that while you're moving 5 miles an hour. get used to wanting to dance. Feel like you want to dance. Now, when it comes to the slalom, you're obviously going to have to turn and turn.
It's the weave.
Turn,
Let me update this video.
You notice how where my eyes went? They were
this is her Rebel.
They were going to the horizon. Keep your eyes to the horizon. If you look down at the cone, you're going to turn towards the cone and you're going to hit the cone. Okay, so don't look at the cones. Use your peripheral vision to see the cone.
These cones I found at like Big 5.
Use your very strong, focused eyes. Look forward. Peripheral vision to look at everything else. Trust yourself. Practice. You'll understand what I mean. So get out to the parking lot.
All right. So now that we got to that, just so you know that this is available to everybody, so just go to ddfmcrew.com. There you go. And also, before anybody leaves yet, I do have a pre-sale of DDFM Crew patches. So I have a pre-sale of patches going on right now. We got about 25 left out of 100. About 25 left out of 100. So make sure you grab one. They're on sale right now for $20. They're on sale. They're going to be $25 once I actually get them in my hands. I just told the dude to go for it. I just paid him the invoice and we're going for it. So like I said, I've got 30 plus, 40 plus people already pre-ordered. So make sure you guys pre-order this and let's do this. Let's do this, guys. I'm keeping 25 for myself for giveaways. All right, so it's on the website right there. Let's go back to this. Oh. Did I slow this down? Oh, I did slow this down. All right, so let's go watch that full speed. I was like, why is it slowed down? Oh, yep. The road's wet, yep. Oh, I didn't change the Patreon counter, Kit Kats Love. Patreon did. That's actually updated from their website. So it looks really weird. I don't like it. I might have to just take it off because I rely on their website. I had to change it all up.
Well, I told you, bro, take it easy, man. God damn it. What? Yeah.
I told you to take it easy. All right. So first and foremost, wet road. We got the chevrons here. Oh, I gotta do a chevron. Gotta do the chevron. Appreciate all the good info. Got to get back to work. See you later, Tim. See ya. So he's got the chevrons here. It is a sharp turn. The roads are wet, but quite possibly these roads are rideable. Your tires are designed to ride in conditions like this also. So if you have like an all-weather road or all-weather tire or like any type of normal tire, this will be fine. As long as your tire has proper traction and tread and you haven't worn it down, it should be good. So you can take this turn at the appropriate speed without having to worry about it losing traction, you sliding off the road. Okay, so you need to start trusting your tires a little bit more when it comes to that. What probably happened here was the fact that there was no trust in the tires. So when he sees this road, he's going too fast. He quite possibly could have pulled in the brake, quite possibly stood it up and just crashed. Felt uncomfortable leaning so far because it's a wet road. All these things could have played a part, but I don't know. So I'm doing the best I possibly can when it comes to this, and because I know a lot of you will see this wet road and be like, I can't make these turns. I can't make the turn. The road is wet. The road is wet. Your tires can handle it. Your tires are designed to handle it. Your tires need to be properly inflated, and they need to have this stream is freaking dumb. They have to have tread. So it's as simple as that. Are knobby tires appropriate? So I had knobby tires on my Sportster, and with knobby tires you have less contact patch. And if you don't know what knobby tires are, think of dirt bike tires. So I had 50-50 on-road, off-road tires, and I still didn't trust them fully on-road. So I did reduce my speed in all situations because of that, because I knew my braking power and braking distance would be longer because of less traction, and then also my turning, also my acceleration would be changed. Now that I'm on road tires, I treat them like road tires, and I push them like they're road tires. Knobby tires, you really got to watch out for, and you got to really play into that. You can't just be like, well, they're tires, so they're the same. They're not the same. Yeah, Seth, same thing. Same thing for me. At least he's wearing full gear.
I told you, bro, take it easy, man. God damn it. What? Yeah.
So it's at a track, so I'm not too concerned about this one. This is where you push those limits. A little bit too wide, that's all it is. He's got sliders, he's got full gear on. It's in a good spot. It just sucks. Oh, he lost a piece of something. Oh, it's his seat. That's his seat. Oh, you own the desert sled? That's a badass bike.
There we go.
So he's practicing. It looks like he's practicing. Oh, looped it.
Father God.
Awesome, Collab. Thank you. Let me know. And Jess, post in the Discord. Post in the motorcycle media section on the Discord. I want to see that bike. I love the desert sled. I did a few videos on that, speculating on it when I did the news, and I loved it. So this guy's practicing. You can tell by the way he said, there you go. So he's definitely practicing.
There we go.
Yeah. So he's practicing. And like I said, I have no problem with people practicing these types of things as long as they mitigate the risks and they don't put anybody else in danger. For the most part, if they don't put anybody else in danger. So he's in a parking lot that's empty, not in traffic, not on the road, not where the kids are playing, nothing like that. He is by himself, basically. And he's practicing, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Now that he's practicing, all I would tell him is like, hey man, it's a risky thing you're doing. It's cool, I like it, I'll watch. It's just that if I'm watching and you crash, I want you to wear full gear because I don't want to have to pick your brain off the floor. Awesome, post it in the motorcycle media section. I want to look at it. I want to see the desert sled.
Oh, Father God.
Oh, Father gosh. Huh. Interesting. Oh, his sleeve gets... I pushed the wrong button. His sleeve gets pulled up.
Oh, Father God.
Yeah, so at that speed, you could still get really bad road rash. So his left arm probably has some type of road rash right here. It might be just level 1 where it's just the surface. Okay, so these guys are in formation. They're riding staggered, so that's good. A little bit too close though. Okay. Behind you. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Time to check up on the driver. That was a massive impact. That is a massive impact. Okay, so this situation, the riders did nothing wrong, but we recently had this, right? We recently had this, what, New Hampshire? Was it New Hampshire? Where the truck killed, what, 7 people? So they're in a staggered formation. As safe as it is for riders to be in this situation, because you know this guy can swerve left, this guy can swerve right, not hit anybody. There's enough following distance so you can see, all these things. So it's for if you're in a group ride, this is a safe way to do it, or the safest way to do it. But man, if that car just plowed through all those motorcyclists, Grimbeard, leave him in the car. Leave him in the car. Unless the car's on fire, leave him in the car. Yeah, 7 Marines, yeah. So right here, good stopping distance. This could easily be a motorcyclist, right? Let's say the lead guy on the doing motorcycling stuff, he's like, let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Let's move over. So let's say this is a motorcyclist, and everyone's going to start following, right? Very important to check where you're going. And this right here, man, there's so many situations. It's weird how you can interchange cars and motorcyclists. We've seen motorcyclists be this car. A car turning left or merging into their lane, and this is a motorcyclist plowing into them. So it's not the motorcyclist, it's not the car. I mean, it's not the motorcycle, it's not the car, it's the person. So this person loves something fast. This is an Audi. He loves to ride, loves to drive, and he loves to go fast, and this is the situation right here. This could be a motorcyclist easily. Oh, wow, Seth. That's insane. That's a massive impact.
See if Tony's at his daughter's.
So wet roads, lost of traction, looking where you're going. Went too wide.
Oh. Get out.
That is the lowest speed high side I've ever seen. You got it. I think he stalled.
That was rider error. Oh. I went too low in my gear.
Oh, he stalled.
Back wheel locked up.
Yep. He stalled. Stalled in the middle of a turn. And what happens when you stall? Your bike is still in gear. So if it's still in gear and the engine's off with no clutch in, it's going to lock that rear tire up. So he made this turn at a higher gear than he's supposed to, and he wasn't using any friction zone.
See if Tony's at his daughter's.
So he stalls. Right there. So yeah, it locked up the rear tire, just like applying too much brake and then locking up the rear tire with rear brake. It locked up because of the clutch in the engine. So he started sliding, it grabbed traction, and then he high-sided. It just so happened that it's just such a low speed. Such a low speed. Let me turn up the volume for you guys. Yeah, it happens, man. I stalled my bike 3 days ago and leaned in the parking lot. Laid it softly, but still chipped my brake lever. Yep.
That was rider error. Oh. I went too low in my gear. Oh dear. Back wheel locked up. Oh.
Stunt rider, I think, oh, this is the video, this is the cafe racer that crashed. Yeah, I think we did a full-on video of that. At least he did it in front of a fire station. He did it in front of a fire station. Low speed, high side. Bunch of broken pieces in traffic. Just not smart. I don't like that type. So this is actually a cafe racer. He crashes.
Ooh. Oh. No.
I think they might
No,
show.
No, God! No!
There's the broken tank. That could be easily your fingers getting caught in between that. Do a quick self-check of yourself. Check yourself to make sure you're not injured if something like this happens, especially if you're by yourself. So what happened was he went into the turn, and what I always talk about with these trees and these types of forest riding on the road with the sun, it can really hide any type of dangers like gravel or anything like that right here. So right here, a little bit too fast in the turn, bad line. So he immediately started applying the brakes. You see that from right here? Plenty of room. Check yourself before and after you wreck yourself. Dude, you're on it tonight. So he has plenty of room. He could totally make this turn. It was a panic. He felt like he was going too fast, and he might have saw something and caused him to try to veer around. But he definitely applied a lot of brake. There's that rear tire. Yeah, I saw that, Big Dan. Yeah, so he actually broke this stuff off, and he had like duct tape and everything. It was actually pretty cool. Made it home though, in like probably second gear or first gear. So that right there, you see how the tank is not centered with the handlebars? That means his rear tire is just slung out right there. So that's too much rear brake. The rear tire is sliding, and then it catches. That's that jerky motion right there. So it caught. So now it's in line again. So now it's in line with the bike. Okay, so he probably let go. He probably let go of the rear tire or rear brake, so it came back in line. But it doesn't stop the fact that he's going off the road. So he tries to apply the brake again. Woo. And once again, he starts to have rear tire slide. Still not stopping. His front hand is barely applying any brake. And I don't think he was applying any front brake at all. Barely any. His fingers were loose right there. So he's using a lot of rear brake, which is causing this rear tire slide. Woo. And that's a high side right there. Now this could be a lot worse. He actually rolled and missed all these trees, but if he hit this first tree and get impaled, and when you think, oh, he's not going to get impaled, you can't do that. I've hit branches and stuff. I didn't get impaled. Anybody see that dual sport rider riding around and he got impaled in his shin through a motorcycle boot? One of those hard, like, dirt bike boots. Anybody see that video? Yeah, he cut an artery. He rode to the hospital with it in his leg, and there's blood everywhere. So let me see if I can find it for you guys. So you have to start thinking of these secondary hazards. No, it didn't have ABS. Probably not. Dual sport rider branch in leg. That's how I find things. Let's see. Maybe dual sport. So motorcycle rider. There it is. So Daily Mail. So these guys are riding. Right there. Oh, come on. Oh, because I paused it. So can I go back? So his right leg hits this branch. Boom, right there. His right leg hits this branch. Now watch this. You guys are, like I said, you have to watch out. Look at it.
Believe that for a second.
It went through his boot. They pulled it out, and he's bleeding out. Look how far that went in.
Dude, that's fucking really coming out the other side, man. That's hospital for you.
It is hospital for him. He cut an artery. He nicked an artery. Let's get out of that. Too many ads, jeez. So you have to watch out for these branches, and you want to check yourself for that.
No. No.
No, God! Sucks. Oh. What the heck happened there? Oh. Oh, he broke. Oh, I thought he broke his arm. Oh, he might have broken his leg. Panic is setting in. Ruben, thanks, man.
Oh God. Oh.
That's his knee. Just take a deep breath. Oh, he's about to throw up. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Just leave it. Just leave it. Just walk away. All right. So we're gonna go through kind of what happened here. Okay. Thought he broke his elbow when he was holding his arm up. Oh, that's why you wear gear. So I don't know what happened there. Did something get caught in the chain? So I know he dumped the bike because he applied too much front brake. It was a panic stop. But I'm wondering what caused him to, like, that noise. I wonder what happened with that noise. So right there, that's an elbow impact. But man, that was a high side too. That's a lot of impact. He's going 25. Let's go back. So let's take a quick look. It says 25. And I'm going to assume this is America. So 25 miles per hour. Because if it's 25 kilometers an hour, that's even slower. So just think about that. 25 miles per hour. We don't go 25 miles an hour. We do 25 in a neighborhood, maybe. And I know a lot of you probably go 40 in a neighborhood. But people are going 50, 60, 70, 80 miles, 900 miles an hour, 900 miles, 90 miles an hour. But people are speeding like crazy. This is 25. Matthew, I think that might have been it. Side stand left out. When he turned left, it caught on the ground because he's not even at an angle. Now most side stands nowadays will shut your bike off if you have it laying down like that and you put it in gear. It'll actually shut your bike off. But this guy might have either taken that sensor off, which I doubt he did, or this bike didn't come with that. So his bike probably didn't come with that. So that's a very good observation. I really like that. I didn't even think of that because my bike shuts off. Yeah, my bike shuts off, and then Nikki's bike shuts off, and then I know a lot of older bikes shut off. Yeah, so like this, it does sound like it though. Let's take a quick look again. Because he barely even leans and it starts scraping. I'm like, what the heck? Right there, see? So it starts scraping and it makes him panic. But here's the thing with side stands is the moment it starts to scrape, it gets launched back. Okay, it gets launched back unless you just like go from standing to shifting left really hard. It'll definitely hit you and mess you up. But this right here, hey, it could have had a flat tire too. Vaughn, you look at this. You guys are thinking outside the box. That's awesome. I love that. Could be a flat tire. Could have had a completely flat tire. These radial tires will not look flat. So the ones that are tubeless will not look flat until they're really, really flat. So it could possibly be that. Side stand is buggered. Yeah. This is about the same, Bromstead. It shouldn't have locked up though. No problem, Manic 6030. I got my apprentice license this morning and spent the rest of the day preparing the bike for mechanical inspection tomorrow. Congrats, Manic 6030. That's awesome, man. I'm so happy for you. Okay, so it dumps to the left. There's a knee impact, obviously, and a left elbow impact, shoulder impact, head impact. That is where we have armor. We have shoulder armor, we have elbow armor, we have knee armor, we have head armor, which is a helmet. Okay, now he's on his back. So if he rolls on his back and hits something like a rock or hits the curb, we have back armor. There's a reason why we have armor. Yeah, he panicked after hearing the noise. So this is a panic that's setting in, so he definitely hit his elbow. I can't tell based off of this footage if it's open or not, but it's definitely in a lot of pain with that. So you start to know when things aren't right when you put weight on something that hurts, right? So that's what he did. So this is I don't know what bike this is. That right there. Oh, trying to take a breath and doing a guttural grunt is that sound. So in this situation, so let's learn from this. So in this situation, if you are involved in a single vehicle accident, there's no such thing as an accident really. If a single vehicle collision, gravity basically attacked you on this one. You just get off the road. See this fence right here? Just get off the road if you can and check yourself. Make sure that you have no crazy massive life-altering, life-ending bleeding. You want to check your leg. Before you know it, that pant leg will get just soaked if you're bleeding out. And by then, it's almost too late. So you got to really put pressure on it. But right here, it seems like it's an impact, so it's probably a broken bone. And how do we prevent that? If for some reason your side stands down, it caused you to panic, it caused you to dump the bike because you're a new rider, or it just happened to happen like that, whether you're experienced or whatever. Wear full gear so that way if you do crash accidentally, you're not in pain like this guy. That's called guarding. So if you ever come up on an accident, or if you ever see your buddy do something like this, and let's say they're not moaning and groaning and doing all that stuff, they're just holding their knee, and they're like, no man, I'm good. No, you wouldn't be doing that. You wouldn't be doing that. I'm trying to take a look at it if it's in line, if it looks the same, but you really can't tell too much with the camera angle. But man, oh yeah, easily shattered kneecap. Could have broken the anything. Could have had a tear, ACL, LCL, PCL, anything. There's so much that can go wrong right here. So much that can go wrong right here.
Oh God. Oh.
And here's the thing. Yeah, this is probably a rental. Here's the thing is that a lot of this could be just psychosomatic. So he could be just panicking because he is by himself. If this is a rental, he's worried, like immediate panic sets in. Yes, he's in pain. Hey, Lady Tao, how you doing? Obviously pain, but maybe it's not as bad. So when I come up to people like this, and I can kind of start getting a sense of that, if I know for a fact that like half of it's not pain, half of it's the psychosocial, it's the anxiety, it's the all that stuff, if I can calm them down, I just remove 50% of the pain. That's where I'm at on that. I bet you this company they probably have a policy that makes you wear what that state, I don't even know if this is a state, or lets you have to wear what is legal in that place. So that's up to the rider. So Arizona, you could just wear glasses. Like there's no, I mean, at the end of the day, you're supposed to have insurance, supposed to do all that stuff. So they're probably just looking out for their motorcycle and having you sign a waiver. Yeah, that rear tire or the front tire, these tires don't look very good. The heavy breathing, oh man, that could be caused by pain too. The only way you're gonna tell if this is pain causing him to hyperventilate, and possibly it sounds like he's about to pass out, especially if he keeps hyperventilating that way. So my biggest fear now is that he did fall, and if I see him and he's doing this and I'm here, my biggest concern is him falling down again and hitting his head. So if you ever come up on something like this and they start hyperventilating and they start looking pale, sit them down. I know they're in pain with their knee, but help them sit them down and don't let them fall from standing, because you can get a traumatic brain injury from falls from standing. He sounds like he's about to throw up. They throw up sometimes. People throw up. Yeah, Heath, I think a lot of it is the mental distress. So if you guys are wondering what these are, if you're in Arizona, you never have to use these. These are freaking over mitts. They're heated, and they're basically like chaps for your hands. They work well, though. If I was here, I'd be getting them too. So lane filtering, okay. Oh, what the? Did that guy clip him?
Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're not driving that.
Oh
It fell off.
God.
Are those nails? No, those aren't nails. Are those nails? That can't be. Those can't be. I think they're that. I think they're this. Oh, that would suck if they're nails. Yeah, T-clocks, guys. Check your gear. Check your stuff. It's probably been a while. Could have been a lot worse. But real quick, you see the difference between the rear wheel kind of getting screwed up and locking up when you're going straight versus when you're in a turn? So right here. Somebody, what is this, guys? What is this little piece right here? Let's see if I can zoom, if he zooms in. What was that little piece? What is he holding right there? The axle? It's as simple as that. It's an axle. It's the thing that keeps your tire hooked up to the rear frame. It fell off. Yeah.
Oh my lord. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's one of those. I thought those were nails. I was like, whoa. Yeah, swing arm. Yep. Rear mainframe bolt. Yeah. I don't like this car right here. That's too close for me. He stalled. He stalled. I'm not laughing because, you know, he stalled. I stall all the time still. Well, not all the time, but I still stall. Okay, and I know a lot of us still stall. It's not a big deal. But I laugh because he's over here being Mr. Cool and doing a little revs. Yeah. Whoop. He stalled. I tried to edit it. Oh my gosh. Come on, man. Alright, sorry. Oh, not a van. Alright. Rider error on that one. Yeah, rock form, guys. 25% off with code DanDan25. I still need to put on Nikki's bike. Okay, you know, I'm gonna order her a case. Great products. I actually have it on my phone. So now that we are talking, let's do a quick little like hangout. It's not necessarily a Q&A. If you have questions though, I will answer them. I'm not Radio Shack, but I'm trying out these 2-hour live streams and see if you guys like these 2-hour live streams. I love to talk to you guys and hang out with you guys, and it allows me to mention and answer your questions, because at the end of the day, I could throw out 10 tips, 5 tips, 7 tips to a better motorcycle rider, because I get a lot of those tips based off your questions. So why am I understand the middleman on that one, where I edit a full video and you guys can keep rewatching it and stuff like that. But it's like, why don't I just answer you guys' questions, and then if they're like really good questions, I'll just make a really good video, just one really good video, not 20 of the same thing basically, when it could just be a Q&A. So I'm opening it up to you guys. You do notice that right below it says 436 patrons. So at 500 patrons, I really don't like how they updated it, but at 500 patrons, I'll be traveling the country in my van, and I'll be teaching you guys hands-on stuff. I obviously can't certify any of you guys, so don't think that you're gonna walk away with an endorsement, but I can get you prepared. So a lot like what Kleb was doing. Talked about the DDFM crew manual and answered some questions that I could show hands-on, but I can only do things on video. So my goal is to travel and meet you guys and do a bunch of those things hands-on. And then now that I'm an ASM instructor, I can teach you how to potentially save a life in a lot of these accidents. So I would love to do that. So if you would like to, swing on over to Patreon, patreon.com/DanandTheFireman. and that is how you can support the channel. You can support the channel by sharing. You can support the channel by liking, commenting, any of these things, guys. So Seth Morris, you're digging it. So let me know, guys, what it is that you like. Once again, I would love to have your comments and questions. And Heath, I see your question. I'm seeing if I can get more and more so that I can go boom, 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 boom. All right, so here we go. We got at least 2. Here we go. So pro cons of flipping mirrors under the bar. Just flip mine and seems to work better for me, but interested in your opinion. So pro and cons on that situation. If right there you kind of answer your own question. And Clab over here. Did I say Clab? Clab, sorry about that. You should come to Norway, come teach me. I would love to go to Norway. Love to at some point to do this as an international thing, but I think we'll start with a national thing. Pros and cons. It seems like you answered your question. So you said you just flipped yours and it seems to work better for you. At the end of the day, if that's the case, that's the case. I know there's going to probably be people out there that are going to flip them underneath and they're like, I don't like it. And they flip them back up. Boom, you're done. It could be the same for bar end mirrors. Some people don't like bar end mirrors. I honestly like my big old rabbit ears that I have on the FTR. I also rode with a mirror underneath. I got used to it. I knew how to use it. So it was fine with me. Some people do under the bar, especially if they have ape hangers, because then the mirror is more visual. The one thing that you really want to kind of keep an eye out is that what is it that you normally do when you're riding? You're checking, you're moving your head. If you can minimize just one of those things without having to move your head or do any of that stuff, and all you have to do is just glance over at a mirror, so because it's at eye level, then that's good. So think about this though. If you have it underneath, is that now you're having to look down at the mirror, and that's taking your eyes off for even just a split second more than if you had it at eye level. So that's why a lot of them are at eye level, is so that you just do a quick look and you're not doing this. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where that's at. That's kind of my opinion. But yeah, do what works for you, man. Let's see. About the dirt biker that got a branch in his leg, what do you do in that situation? Should you keep it in, pull it out, let him ride into the hospital? So the first thing that a lot of people want to do is pull it out like they did. Okay, so when you have an impalement, you leave it in place, because that impalement, if you leave it in place, quite possibly could be cutting off that circulation, which in that situation could be very good, because once you pull it out, you can't put it back in to plug the hole. So if it bleeds out, you can't just plug it back in. Okay, so leave it in place as is, immobilize it as best as you can. Definitely call 911. If he can ride out with that in his leg, so be it. If you can, cut the massive piece off so there's not a lot of weight on it. It's not protruding as much. But man, that's an emergency situation. You got to get going. I would not have pulled it out. You just don't know. He probably thought it was just barely in there, might have scratched him. But at the end of the day, you never know. Thanks for the super chat. So what that is, guys, Clab just super chatted. That is a way to donate to the channel. Carter Tallison, I would like to say thank you for the great work. I just started my first wave of buying gear as I can. Bought an XOR 420 helmet and some actual moto gloves. Your input in what to look for is huge. Thank you for giving me the credit, but at the end of the day, I didn't do it. You did it. So I'm giving you information. There's tons of people out there that give information like how to do wheelies and stuff, but you just chose to be safety oriented. So at the end of the day, you're the one that did that. So I say congrats to you, and you're doing great work. I'm just going to give it back to you. Because, I mean, you're the one that sought out the information. I'm only here to provide. I can't make people drink waters and horses to the things and stuff. You actually went out and did it. Textile versus perforated leather for hot weather, Texas. I would probably do textile. You could do textile or perforated leather. Perforated leather works really good. It has a high abrasion resistance. Leather has very high abrasion, probably the best. But it all depends on how you want to look. I mean, do you want to wear perforated leather with your bike and how you fit everything? Then that's up to you. Textile, I find stretches a little bit easier, and it's easier to get comfortable in, and it's pretty water resistant for the most part in terms of not too much damage if it gets water on it and stuff like that. So I personally would do textile, but once again, for hot weather, they're both really good. They're both really good. For the center stand, it's come to land down under. I want to, man. Ah, we got all these Aussie bras. T-clocks. What is T-clocks? So T-clocks is... Oh my gosh, you're putting me on the spot. Clutch. That's a pre-ride check. I know that. Oh my gosh. I've been busy. Tires and wheels. There we go. All right. Let's be easier just to do this. I'm taking this information straight from the MSF. T-clocks checklist. You could download this straight from the MSF. So tires and wheels. So you check the condition. See, this is why I didn't remember, because there's so much. Okay. So tires and wheels. So tires, condition, air pressure. Wheels, if check the spokes, cast, rims, bearings, seals, all that stuff. Brakes, function, condition. So you squeeze them, make sure they actually work. Handlebars, you check the condition, make sure they're straight, turn freely. Handlebars and grip bar ends are secure. Levers, pedals. So T-clocks, tires, controls, lights, oil, chassis, stands. Okay. There it is. So if you want to have a full-on sheet, you can go to the MSF and you can find a lot of information there. There, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to point you in the direction of where you should go. I'm learning. Go like this, guys. I'd like to see Dan riding on the left side of the road. That'd be crazy. How to minimize wandering eyes during turns. Are you thinking about like target fixation, like your eyes wander to something shiny? The best thing that you could do when you're in the middle of a turn is understand that you need to look where you want to go. So if you start making the little mistakes of looking at shiny things, looking over here, looking over there, understand that you're doing something wrong, and you need to look at your exit and you need to look at where you're going. So constantly remind yourself, screw the other stuff, I need to look that way. Use your peripheral to pick up the lines, use your peripheral to pick up any other things. If you're looking at the exit, you can see the hazards at the exit, so by the time you get to them, you can apply any type of evasive maneuvers if you have to. Anything emergency if you have to. Singapore, oh wow. That'd be interesting. I only added a 12-volt adapter, slider pegs, driving lights to my bike. The rest is factor nice. Cody Carletti. Hey, Dan, I started riding about mid-March. Your channel helped me get over some of my anxieties about riding after taking the MSF course. I bought a 2015 Y-Glide from First Bike. That is a big bike. Congrats. Congrats. That is awesome. I'm glad that you did that. I'm glad I'm able to help out. I'm really glad I'm able to help out. I find sometimes I try to keep looking through the turn, but my eyes instinctively want to go towards what I shouldn't be looking at. Yeah, and it happens to me too. It happens to everybody. Just want to thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the kind words. Let's see. All motorcyclists are here for a good time. We're just here looking to make good time a long time too. Yeah. Keep doing what you want to do for as long as you possibly can, and we're trying to minimize any type of injuries that could stop that. In one of your other videos, you mentioned that riding while covering the clutch is a bad habit, but in my safety course, they said to always cover the clutch. So covering the clutch in the safety course is very important because in case you get out of control, you pull in the clutch and it removes power to the rear wheel. So that's why they say cover the clutch in class, because you're all learning. So then when you start getting more advanced, you don't want to be hovering over those controls. The primary controls, the clutch lever, throttle, and the front brake lever. Those are the primary controls. You don't want to be hovering over the two levers when you're riding. You don't want to accidentally pull in the clutch and remove power to the rear wheel when you need it, right? You don't want to pull the brake, the front brake, in a panic when you don't need to do that. So that's why hovering over those is bad when you're riding. Now, when you come into an intersection or you start coming into a curve, you start coming into a spot where you need to remove power, you need to start applying brakes, you need to slow down, then yeah, so hovering over that for that time frame and then releasing and getting a full grip on those handlebars and the hand grips is more important. So that's why I say I have that bad habit of that, because at this point I should not be doing that. Legit, imagine Dan riding on the left side of the road. It'd be fun, man. I would love to. I would really love to, guys. You already do those, but you didn't know the acronyms? Yeah, so the acronyms was the MSF type thing. It's pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. I might stick my GoPro 6 on my helmet during my driver license test and upload it so I can go back and learn from it if I don't do good. Oh, yeah, do that. That'd be pretty cool to. Self-assessment is huge, guys. Self-assessment is huge. Knowing what to do and why you're doing certain things is very important. I'm always checking how I ride. I always have to watch my own videos. I got you, Seth. Don't worry. I watch my own videos all the time because of the editing, and I kind of see where I mess up and why I do. So that's why I said in one of my videos that I hover over the clutch lever. That's a bad habit. So I mean, I'm at fault for certain things. The goal is to minimize and remove bad habits. So that's what we're doing here. Geez, you guys are insane. I just took a look at all the new YouTube members, the new patron members, the super chats. Very, very amazing, guys. You have no idea. So it even says right below, the latest super chat was Clab. The top donator of the month is Katrina Wolf. The latest YouTube member is Heath. And the newest subscriber just constantly keeps changing. Because, guys, we're almost at 99,000 subscribers. Can we get 100,000 by the end of the month? Can you share? Can you share your favorite Dan the Fireman video? Just share that. I'm going to throw that out there, guys. Your favorite Dan the Fireman video, either it's entertaining or you learned something, you feel like somebody can learn it, share it. Let's see if we can get some new people. We are at 98,892. We're so close. Let's see if we can get that by the end of the month. That will be my goal for this month. Okay, guys. The second goal for this month is to just wait for the van to show up on sale so I can go buy the van. I can't wait to buy the van so I can go travel. Let's see. I use trail braking. Cool. Trail brake is really good if you know how to use it. Thanks for the clarification. I find myself more comfortable not covering it on the freeway. Yeah, don't do that on the freeway. Let me go back up. I've been doing a lot of research on to see most saying to apply trail braking to street, not just track options or experience with trail braking. So trail braking, I probably instinctively do it. I don't do it consciously, which is actually not good. A lot of the actions you want to do on a motorcycle are conscious, especially these major ones like trail braking and emergency braking. But a lot of times you just do it subconsciously. So trail braking, it can be good on the street in turns if you apply it correctly. It's an advanced skill. It's something that you learn in the advanced class at the MSF. So I would take the class first because these are things that you really don't want to mess around in on turns. You don't want to be practicing braking in a turn without, a coach. So I highly recommend taking a class for that. In an advanced class, you actually get a lot of cool things. Get a better discount on your insurance too. Do you got some tips on sleepy arms while riding? I've had that a few times on my throttle hand, getting a bit tired. Are you talking about like getting numb, or just like, you've been riding for a long time, you start getting tired? Now, a lot of the times is that when your arms are getting tired is because you're utilizing them. So that means you're probably squeezing the handlebars really tight and they're getting tired, getting fatigued. If anything, your legs should get fatigued before your arms. Your legs are the most powerful muscle, the biggest muscles on your body, and that should be holding you to the bike, and you should be a little bit loose on top. So that could possibly be it, that you're clenching the handlebars too hard, and then your arms are getting tired. So I was riding a Rebel 500 today, cranky. Too small for me at 5'10", I know. Try the Kawasaki Vulcan S. You'll probably like that a lot better. I'm short, and I feel like that bike is a little small for me too, now that I'm on the FTR. I see guys riding with water bladders on their back. Is that a good idea in a crash scenario? It's not going to do anything. It's just going to rip apart, and water can't compress, so it'll just squirt out the weakest point, which will probably be the bladder, and it won't be that big of an issue. If anything, if it helps prevent you from crashing because it keeps you hydrated, then to me that is a win. If you crash because of random stuff, I'm sorry, not random stuff. If you crash because you got dehydrated and it wouldn't have happened if you had a water pack, I think that's where I would go. Sometimes you get cramps. I get cramps too. Will you be coming up across the border when you get the van? I'm sure we can find a flannel shirt and some maple syrup for you. Yeah, dude. I no plans yet. The way I was thinking about it, I'm going to ask the patrons these questions. So, guys, that's another perk that you guys get on Patreon. I actually posted Oh, I don't think you guys can see it. It's a Patreon only post. So there's 436 people that can get access to the post. Let me see if I can. I'll see if I can share it with you guys real quick. Okay, perfect. Let me double check. All right, let me go up here. Oop, wrong button. Screen capture. All right, so this is Patreon. So this the DDFM volunteer slot is gone. So the lowest slot is the $2 first responder. So you get a personal thank you video from me. You get to see Patreon only posts. Oh, look at the pre-order patches. But I posted this. So after the ride with Dan, the fireman, and Motos with Matt, this is something that we're going to be doing. It's a soft relaunch of the Q&A podcast. All right, so Matt will be here tomorrow for a 1-hour podcast question Q&A thing that we're doing kind of like this, but it's going to be a full-on just webcam thing like this where it's just open. We're not going to have very many graphics. So, oops. I asked the patrons, though, write your questions in the comments, and we will answer them live tomorrow. So as a patron, you get perks. You get perks, and you get to help create more for this channel, and quite possibly have a question that somebody might have but can't ask or isn't there, and they'll see it in the rebroadcast. So if you would like to have access to these posts and post your question, we will answer it. These are things that I give behind the scenes. Also with this is the setup right here.
I think I like this setup. I got a mount to put that.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
That could be swapped into another ultra wide. Yeah, that's just testing the background. Got the camera, light. I got two.
So that's what it looks like.
Yes, I know.
Yep. So, guys, if you'd like to help support the channel, swing on by a Patreon, and you get a bunch of other perks too. It's not just that. And it helps support the channel. So at 500 patrons, I'm traveling. That's the thing. We're close. We're so close. Game, nice. Where do you live, man? If you live in Arizona, you better be taking it with Ride Arizona MTC. Let's see. Sometimes I get cramps on my bike. Yeah. Currently retrofitting a retired ambulance to transform. That's awesome. Of course it's a KLR, dude. Of course you retrofit. Those things like match. Everything like that matches. Yeah, you might be a bit grippy. Just pull over and rest if you get tired. Yeah. Good evening, Sock Monkey 737. How you doing? Stop at the gas station, grab a muscle milk, recharge those muscles. Yeah, boy. My sis has the Rebel 500 and loved it. It's what you used to learn and practice. New ride. I now ride a 2019 Iron 1200 and just can't get enough of it. Oh, that's a great bike. You got a brand new Iron 1200s look really nice. They're basically the Nightsters of today, so that's really cool. You ride a Vulcan S, nice. They make a scrambler seat kit? Are you asking, or they? Because that's pretty cool. Nick, you might like that. But yeah, guys, love the videos, and they have helped me out getting my first bike. It's a Shadow 750. Nice, Gene. That's a good bike. You're gonna love it. I would have gotten the Vulcan, but I didn't like the forward pegs. It wasn't for me. Yeah, sometimes you can adjust it though. You can adjust that. But yeah, I don't like forward controls. I don't like forward controls very much. Forward controls are kind of dumb. They're dumb to me, anyways. And I say that because I'm short. That's the problem. Yeah. Hopefully the music's playing. The cafe trim. I have to look that up. Scrambler kit. The Motoza. Huh. I'll have to look into that. Rebel 500 is a great bike. Rebel 500 is an amazing bike. That's what Nikki has, and she absolutely loves it. It works out very well. Works very well. Super well. Super low seat height so that she can flat foot it very easily. She's 4'11", so she's able to flat foot it. That brings a lot more confidence into a newer rider. So that's why I say it's a very good beginner rider motorcycle. I went big from their first bike too. Yeah, I went to the 1200. I went to the Harley Nightster 1200 for my very first ever bike. Asteris, when I plan on getting the BMW R9T Urban GS when I get my full license. It's a badass bike, dude. It's a badass bike. I like the look of it. Oh, it raises the seat. I don't know if she'll like that. Probably bob it out. But guys, I'm gonna be heading out. I just want to say thank you guys so much for being a part of the chat, being part of the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, just share. Just share your favorite video. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Okay, let's just do that. Let's do that. If you want to join the Discord is absolutely free. You see this is right here. This is the Discord. You see how it says Clav just donated to the stream? So every time you guys donate, look at this. We had like a crazy bunch of donations up at the beginning of the stream. Look at it. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Ah, we had people. So anyways, we got a lot of people talking. I stream. And Colin just became a patron. Yeah, boy. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So if you'd like to get an invite to the Discord, you click this, beginnermotorcycletips.com. Yeah, I'm being honest for a newbie. Sports 12 isn't bad for first bike. Yeah. El Terabyte. Hey, Dan, just passed my stuff yesterday. Thank you for all the information you've shared. All geared up. Thanks to you and your explanation with your videos. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad. So glad, man. That is badass. Are you really 1,000 megabytes, though? Stacks. At it again, boy. Look at that. It says right there. Hey, everyone. Stacks just donated. Yeah. Woo, woo. Oops, wrong button. I want to post a GIF. Dirty D's. My buddy's big and got a Victory Magnum. Check it out. I know. Oh yeah, Victory. Victory. Yeah, they kind of went out. That's still badass though. I'll look over all the DDFM crew videos and get ready for my license. Really appreciate this. No problem, Clav. That's what I'm here for, man. 5 gigabytes a second. That's awesome. I mean, 1,000 gigabytes, not megabytes. Jeez, I'm terrible. I'm stupid. I have had a long day, guys. Eric Duploy, I had a great time with you too, man. Yeah, GIF is actually the improper way of saying the GIF. It's actually GIF. It's weird. I'm all contrarian. Asteris one, yeah, I play Fortnite, but I don't have a lot of time. That's the problem.